Hello students, in the previous class we have done some of the problems related to the ellipse objectively. So today we see some of the problems related to the same concept, and today we will going to discuss the position of line and ellipse in the plane. We mean when it intersects the ellipse, when the line touches the ellipse, when the line completely outside to the ellipse. From that we can derive the condition that the line y equal to mx plus c is tangent to the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square is equals to 1. From that we write the general equation of tangent having slope m, and from that we can derive the director circle equation. What is meant by director circle? Also we find some of the locus problems related to them. Okay, let us begin the class. This is the question. The length of the major axis of the ellipse 5x minus 10 whole square plus 5y plus 15 whole square is equals to 3x minus 4y plus 7 whole square by 4. What you have to find out? You have to find out the length of the major axis of the ellipse. Now, it is not in the standard form to write the length of the major axis. If it is x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1, immediately we can write length of major axis as 2a for a greater than b and 2b for a less than b. But it is not in this form. It is of the form sp square is equal to e square into pm square form. Am I correct or not? It is looks like 2-point distance square of the 2-point distance. So I convert first of all in the form of sp by pm is equals to e. So take 5 as common, that becomes 25. When it is coming to the outside, 25 times of x minus 2 whole square plus 25 times of y plus 3 whole square is equals to 1 by 4 times of 3x minus 4y plus 7 whole square. 3x minus 4y plus 7 whole square. So x minus 2 whole square plus y plus 3 whole square is equals to 1 by 4 times of 3x minus 4y plus 7 by 5 whole square. Am I correct or not? 25 and it is coming to the denominator, that is 5 whole square. You can write that one. This is of the form ax plus by plus c by root of a square plus b square. This is 2-point distance. This is the perpendicular distance, and it is e square form. It is sp square is equals to pm square form. Sp square equal to e square into pm square. So what is the eccentricity of the ellipse now? Immediately we obtain eccentricity. E is equal to 1 by root 2. Since e square is equal to 1 by 4, so e is equals to 1 by root 2. What is focus? Focus s is equals to 2 comma minus 3. What is the directrix equation? L is equals to 3x minus 4y plus 7 equal to 0. We have the focus and directrix. What is the distance from focus to directrix? A by E minus AE. The distance from focus to the directrix is clearly you know that A by E minus AE. A by E minus AE is equals to the perpendicular distance. 2 3s are 6 plus 3 4s 12. 2 3s, that is 2 comma minus 3 is here. That is the center of the ellipse. Focus, that is 2 comma minus 3. Latus rectum is 3x plus 3x minus 4y plus 7 plus 7. ax1 plus by1 plus c by root of a square plus b square, that is 9 plus 16. So we have the eccentricity, length of the latus rectum of the ellipse with eccentricity is what? 1 by 2. So you substitute 1 by 2 here, 2a minus a by 2 is equals to, it is 18 plus 7, 25 by 5, that is 5 units. Therefore, 3 by 2a, 2 minus 1 by 2, that is 4 minus 1, 3 by 2a is equals to 5, implies a is equals to 10 by 3. This is length of the semi-major axis. We need 2a, therefore 2a is equals to what, my dears? 2 times of 10 by 3, that is 20 by 3. So it is also a simple question, but you have to awareness about SP square is equals to E square into PM square, and also we have the formula, the distance from focus to the directrix is A by E minus AE. In parabola, what is that? 2a, half of the latus rectum. But here that is different. A by E minus AE is the distance from focus to its corresponding directrix. So modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c by root of a square plus b square, and hence we obtain the length of major axis as 20 by 3, my dears. Okay. Now see this problem. S and S dash are foci of the ellipse. X square by 25 plus y square by 16 equal to 1, and P is any point on it. Then the range value of SP into S dash P. The range of SP into S dash P is what? Here S and S dash are the foci of the ellipse. This is S is one focus, S dash is another focus, P is any point on them. Product of the focal distances of point, that is SP into S dash P. We have to find out the range of this one. What is SP? Focal distance of point P. What is S dash P? Another focal distance of same point P. What is SP? All of you know that SP is equals to E into PM. S dash P is also E into PM dash. This is nothing but A minus EX1. This is A plus EX1. Because SP is equals to E into PM. Therefore, SP into S dash P is may be taken as, this may be taken as, what is that? SP, A minus AE, A minus EX1 into A plus EX1. That is nothing but A square minus E square x1 square. A square minus E square x1 square. We have to find out the range of this expression. So for our parametric equations, we have x1 is equals to A cos theta. We write A square minus E square into A square cos square theta. So A square into 1 minus E square cos square theta. So we can substitute the values. What is your A square value? 25. 25 times of 1 minus E square. What is your E? Eccentricity is equal to root of 25 minus 16 by 25. That is 3 by 5. Its square is 9 by 25 times of cos square theta. So 25 minus 9 cos square theta. This is your expression, that is SP into S dash P. We have to find out the range of this one. All of you know that the maximum value of cos square theta is 1, minimum value is 0. When you substitute cos square theta as 0, we get the maximum value, that is 25. And when you are substitute the cos square theta as 1, we obtain a minimum value, that is 16. So we have 16 less than or equal to your expression less than or equal to 25. You may take that expression as f of theta. We have the condition 16 less than or equal to f of theta less than or equal to 25. SP into S dash P is taken as f of theta because it is functioning theta. We write in this manner. So our value SP into S dash P lies between 16 to 25, my dears. Okay. It is a simple question to you. Next one. See this, the axillary circle of family of ellipse passing through the origin and makes an intercept of 8 and 6 units on the x-axis and y-axis respectively. The auxiliary circle is fixed here for a family of ellipse. Understand? Passing through the origin, what is that? Your auxiliary circle passing through origin makes intercepts 8 and 6 units on x-axis and y-axis respectively. If the eccentricity of all such ellipses 1 by 2 is given to you, my dears, then we have to find out the locus of focus of the ellipses what they are asking. So your auxiliary circle is fixed. What is meant by auxiliary circle? The circle described on major axis as diameter called auxiliary circle. Understand? That is fixed for a family of ellipse, not only for a single ellipse. It is fixed for a family of ellipse. That is the circle passing through origin and makes and intercepts 8 and 6 units respectively with x-axis and y-axis. Let us draw the figure first of all. These are the coordinate axis. Your circle passing through what? Origin, and your circle passing through origin and makes intercepts 8, 6 units on x-axis and y-axis respectively. This is your auxiliary circle, say. This is passing through origin, makes intercepts 8, 6 with x-axis and y-axis respectively. Since angle in semicircle is 90 degrees, it becomes diameter of the circle. This is your auxiliary circle. Am I correct or not? So what are the coordinates of this one? 8, 0. This is 0, 6. So clearly its midpoint is the center of your circle. What is the center? 4, 3 is your center of the circle. This is the auxiliary circle for any of the ellipse, a family of ellipse. Let us see one of the ellipse in this set of the family of ellipse. So this may be one of the ellipse. This may be another ellipse. You may draw infinite number of ellipse as major axis as diameter of this circle. Am I correct or not? These are all ellipse. You can draw infinite number of ellipse. For every ellipse, this is your auxiliary circle. So we have to find out the locus of the focus of this ellipse. We have to find out the locus of the focus of ellipse. Suppose this is the one of the focus of this ellipse. We have to select all such type of focus. We get some locus, that is we are going to find out. Now this is the point 4, 3. Is it fixed or not? Center of the circle, that is fixed. Here we have 4, 3 is the center. Let us take the coordinates of S. Focus are x1, y1. This is variable point. That is one of the point on the locus here. x1, y1 is one of the point on your locus. Clearly you know that CS, that is the distance from center to focus. All of you know that that is AE. The distance is fixed here. Now what is A? A means this is the auxiliary circle. What is the radius of the circle? A. Yes. What is the radius now? The distance from here to here is 10 units. That is root of 64 plus 36. That is equals 10 units. Your radius is 5 units. Am I correct or not? So your A value is 5. This is 2A. A value is 5. E is also given to you. That is 1 by 2, my dears. Eccentricity of ellipse is 1 by 2. What is CS? CS AE is equals to 5 by 2. We get 5 by 2. What is C? 4, 3. S is x1, y1. So can you write the distance between these 2 points or not? x1 minus 4 whole square plus y1 minus 3 whole square is equals to 5 by 2. That's it. Just you can write the squaring and write a locus of focus of the ellipse. x1 minus 4 whole square plus y1 minus 3 whole square is equals to 25 by 4. Therefore locus of focus is x minus 4 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square is equals to 25 by 4. So in this manner we can easily crack this one, but you have to identify how to write the equation of circle and how the focus of the ellipse are varying, and how to obtain A value, how to obtain the CS value, and then how to write AE. Once if you know all these things, you can easily write this one. All of you know that CS is equal to AE, but how to apply this one is the point here. So the circle equation is also very important here. This is the circle, this is auxiliary circle for that one. This is fixed. You can draw infinite number of ellipse inside of this circle. Everyone must and should be the ellipse whose corresponding auxiliary circle is what, my dears? This is the circle having the point on the circle as 0, 0 and makes intercepts 8 and 6 units on x and y axis respectively. Understand? So you can write the equation of the auxiliary circle also. Without writing the auxiliary circle, just we find the value of A here itself and we can crack this one. This is your required locus. This is also a circular thing. So x minus x1 whole square plus y minus y1 whole square is equals to some r square. What is the radius? 5 by 2. 5 by 2 is your radius of the required locus. Center is concentric to your circle as well as your ellipse. That is x minus 4 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square equal to 25 by 4. Okay. Next one. See here, let S and S dash are two foci of the ellipse. So what are foci? S and S dash. What is the equation of ellipse? X square by A square plus y square by B square is equal to 1. If a circle described on SS dash as diameter, if a circle described on SS dash as diameter intersects the ellipse at real and distinct points. So we are constructing a circle on SS dash as diameter. That circle intersects your ellipse at 4 distinct points. Then the eccentricity E of the ellipse satisfies the condition is what they are asking. So consider an ellipse x square by A square plus y square by B square is equal to 1. This is your ellipse. This is the major axis which along the x axis for A greater than B. This is S dash, this is S. Now we construct a circle on SS dash as diameter that intersects your ellipse at 4 distinct real points. So this is your focus S and this is your another focus S dash C. Okay, this is your focus. This is the circle. Intersects the ellipse at 4 distinct real points. At that time, what is the range of eccentricity they are asking? So this is the center of the ellipse. Another term. This is also center of the circle because SS dash is your diameter. Now, what is the distance from C to S? The distance from C to S is AE. So this is the radius of your circle. Therefore, this is also radius of your circle. AE. Another term. Radius is always fixed. But the distance from here to here is what? B. That is semi-minor axis. From the diagram itself, we can easily conclude that AE is more than B. That is the highlight step to this problem. AE is greater than B. From this condition itself, we can write the range of eccentricity. The one and only thing is you have to identify that the radius is more than the semi-minor axis. Okay, what is the radius? CS. We are constructing a circle on SS dash as diameter. Its center is immediately C00. That is the center of the ellipse also. Now squaring on both sides, what we obtain, my dears? A square, E square greater than B square. So B square is nothing but A square into 1 minus E square. All of you know that. You may cancel out A square because A never 0. So 2E square greater than 1 we have. E square greater than 1 by 2. E is always positive. So we take E greater than 1 by root 2. But what is the maximum value? That is never 1, less than 1. Eccentricity of ellipse is always less than 1. So we can write the range of E as 1 by root 2 less than E less than 1. This is the condition. Understand? Then the eccentricity E of the ellipse satisfies this condition, that is 1 by root 2 less than E less than 1. It is a very simple question. Just by writing the diagram itself, you can easily crack this one. Understand? AE greater than B is the condition which is obtained from the figure itself to our condition. Okay. Next one. See here, these are two curves. X square by 4 plus y square by 1 is y square equal to 1, and other one is x square by a square plus y square equal to 1. For a suitable value of a, for a suitable value of that a cuts on 4 concyclic points. So these two curves represents ellipse. They intersect at 4 real and distinct points for a suitable value of a. Then the equation of circle passing through these 4 points is what they are asking. So one of the ellipses x square by 4 plus y square by 1 is equals to 1, and other one is x square by a square plus y square by 1 is equals to 1 say. So these are the two ellipses like this. These are the points of intersections of the two circles. Two ellipse. We have to find out the circle that is passing through these 4 points. For a suitable value of a, we have to find out. So these 4 points are concyclic waving. These 4 points lies on a circle. What are these 4 points? Points of intersections of the two ellipses. So first equation is what? X square by 4 plus y square is equal to 1 is your first equation. And second one is what? X square by a square plus y square by 1 is equal to 1. Now the equation of any circle passing through point of intersection of these two curves may be taken as x square by 4 plus y square minus 1 plus lambda times of x square by a square plus y square by 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. Some s plus lambda s dash equal to 0. Because our circle equation is second degree equation, in x and y there is no xy term. Coefficient of x square is equal to coefficient of y square. So if it represents a circle, we have to apply the conditions, that is coefficient of x square equal to coefficient of y square and xy term absent. For that, first of all you have to write 1 by 4 plus lambda by a square times of x square plus y square plus lambda y square, that is 1 plus lambda times of y square is equals to minus lambda minus 1. We mean 1 plus lambda. Now dividing on both sides by 1 plus lambda, what we obtain? 1 by 4 plus lambda by a square by 1 plus lambda times of x square plus y square is equals to 1. Now my dears, if it represents a circle, this must and should be equal to 1, because coefficient of x square equal to coefficient of y square. For some suitable value of a, we take this entire expression as 1. So the required equation of circle is what, my dears? X square plus y square is equal to 1. They are asking the circle equation. That is x square plus y square equal to 1. So your 4 points of intersections are concyclic. They lie on this circle. X square plus y square is equal to 1. We treat this one as 1 because coefficient of x square equal to coefficient of y square. For a suitable value of a, choose this one as 1. Now your required equation is x square plus y square is equals to 1. Okay. Next one. This is also a very nice question to you. From any point P lying in the first coordinate on the ellipse, x square by 25 plus y square by 16 equal to 1. So P is any point which is in the first quadrant, in the plane of the first quadrant, any point P lying in the first quadrant, that is also on the ellipse. X square by 25 plus y square by 16 is equal to 1. Pn is drawn perpendicular to the major axis and produced at Q, so that NQ is equal to PS. NQ is equal to what? PS. This is PS. Where S is focus, then the locus of Q is what they are asking. Then the locus of Q is what? So just it is a simple question. read once again the question thoroughly. From any point which is in the first quadrant, that is also lies on your ellipse x square by 25 plus y square by 16 equal to 1. Draw Pn ordinate from P to the axis and produce that into NQ, where such a way that NQ is equal to PS. S is your focus. We have to find out what? Locus of Q. So let us try to draw a rough diagram. This is your ellipse. Its equation is what? X square by 25 plus y square by 16 equal to 1. So major axis and minor axis along x and y axis respectively. P is any point on the ellipse which is in the first quadrant. Pn is ordinate of P. This is Pn is ordinate of P. Produce Pn up to Q. This is your point Q. We are going to find out the locus of this point Q such a way that NQ is equals to what? PS. NQ is equals to PS. Suppose this is your focus. These two distances are equal. NQ is equals to PS. S is your focus. So it is very simple for you. Suppose the coordinates of P are x1 comma y1, and this is the point. This is the point on the locus Q. Suppose the point Q is h comma k. Because this is ordinate, on ordinate x coordinates are same, therefore x1 is equal to h. This is your first condition. We are going to locus for what? Q. Now clearly the Q is below the x-axis, therefore, and it is in the immediately fourth quadrant. For the fourth quadrant, h is positive, k is negative. So k less than 0. This is the second observation. Now what is NQ? NQ is equals to modulus of k. That is nothing but minus k, because k less than 0, modulus of k is equals to minus k. So can you write the distance SP or not? What is your S? AE comma 0. So this is the focal distance A plus EX1. Am I correct or not? SP is equals to A plus EX1. If you take the focus is here, A minus EX1, that is that. So SP is equals to A plus EX1. So given that NQ is equals to SP, from this condition minus K is equals to your SP is nothing but A plus EX1. A plus EX1. But your X1 is what? H. Minus K is equal to A plus EH. So EH plus K plus A equal to 0. EH plus K plus A equal to 0. Now what is eccentricity of our ellipse? Eccentricity is equal to root of 25 minus 16 by 25. That is nothing but 3 by 5. Eccentricity is 3 by 5. So locus of h comma k I am writing. We are going to find out the locus of this point, that is h comma k, is E is what? 3 by 5. 3 by 5 times of x plus y plus a. What is your a? 5. That is 0. So your answer is 3x plus 5y plus 25 equal to 0. 3x plus 5y plus 25 equal to 0. This is your required equation of the locus. So one and only thing you have to observe, my dears, this is NQ. Your point Q is below x-axis, so you choose k less than 0. Therefore mod k is equal to minus k. This is one of the observation, and focal distance is we are taking A plus EX1. So from these conditions we obtain the locus as a straight line, that is 3x plus 5y plus 25 equal to 0. So it is also a simple question, but you have to identify the Q, the coordinates of Q, and what about its K. x1 equal to h is also one of the observation. On ordinate, x coordinates are always same. Understand? You may do this problem in the parametric sense also. Okay. Now let us see the one more problem. The locus of the point which divides the double ordinate of ellipse. What is meant by double ordinate? Double ordinate is a chord which is perpendicular to the axis, that is major axis of your ellipse. So you can produce infinite number of double ordinates to any ellipse. So we have to find out the locus of point which divides double ordinate of the ellipse in the ratio 1:2. We mean that is a trisection point. Internally is what? So this is ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. For our sake of convenience, you may take a greater than b. These are all double ordinates. You can draw infinite number of double ordinates to this ellipse. So one of the double ordinate is say AB. We have to find out the locus of trisection point, that is 2:1 or 1:2, but particularly they are given to you 1:2. Your ratio is 1:2. So first A is a cos theta comma b sin theta. Your point A is a cos theta comma b sin theta. Can you guess the coordinates of B or not? We can easily write the image of A with respect to x-axis. That is a cos theta comma minus b sin theta. So this is A and this is point B. This is your point on the locus that divides in the ratio 1:2. So 1 into ax1 plus mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n. The coordinates of A are what? A cos theta comma b sin theta and a cos theta comma minus b sin theta is there. So 1 into a cos theta plus 2 into a cos theta, that is 3a cos theta by m plus n, 3, comma 1 into minus b sin theta plus 2 into b sin theta by 3. It is nothing but x1 comma y1 say. This is the point on the locus. We choose this one as x1 comma y1. Now 3 gets cancelled here. x1 is equal to a cos theta. x1. y1 is equal to b sin theta by 3. From these two equations, we take cos theta and sin theta. We can eliminate theta by squaring and adding them. Cos theta is equals to x1 by a and sin theta is equals to 3y1 by b. By squaring and adding, we get cos square theta plus sin square theta as 1. That is equal to x1 square by a square plus y1 square 9 times of y1 square by b square is equal to 1. So the locus of x1 comma y1 is x square by a square plus 9y square by b square is equal to 1. So your required locus is x square by a square plus 9y square by b square is equal to 1. It is also represents an ellipse. So it is also a very simple question. Just you have to observe that the coordinates of B are taken as a cos theta comma minus b sin theta. Understand? So all these problems are very easy for you once if you know the concept thoroughly. So what is the distance between two foci? What is focal distance? What is focal property? What is geometrical property? What is trisection point? What is double ordinate? What is lattice rectum? What is distance between the focus and directrix? Once if you know all these things and how to write the diagram itself, once if you know these concepts thoroughly, we can do each and every problem very easily. Understand, my dears? Now, let us see the another concept, that is position of a line with respect to the ellipse. Position of line with respect to ellipse. Suppose one line L equal to 0 is there, s is equal to x square by a square plus y square by b square minus 1 equal to 0 is an ellipse. What are the possibilities? The line maybe intersects the ellipse at two real and distinct points, or the line may touches the ellipse at only one point, or the line completely outside to the ellipse. These are the possibilities for a line and ellipse in a plane. Let us see the diagram. This is ellipse. We are looking the first position. This is the ellipse. This is the line intersects the ellipse at two distinct points. This is the one of the possibility. Am I correct or not? Let us see the another possibility. This is the ellipse and this is my line. It touches the ellipse at only one point. These are the 2 points of intersections here. This is the only one point of contact. In this case, we say that the line is tangent to this ellipse. Am I correct or not? Now, this is the third case. In this case, the line is completely outside to the ellipse. So, the line neither touch nor intersects the ellipse. These are 3 possibilities. Only the 3 possibilities that may be intersect or touches or completely outside. Now, my intention is when it intersects, when it touches, when it completely outside to our ellipse. So, when you are saying the line intersects the ellipse, when it is touches the ellipse, when it is outside to the ellipse is our intention. From that we can conclude the conditions and we will develop the subject. These are the 3 possibilities, my dears. Now for this one, consider y is equal to mx plus c is the line and x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 is the ellipse. So this is the equation of line, this is the ellipse. Now we are going to check when it intersects, when it touches, when completely outside to the ellipse. So to get the point of intersections, all of you know what you have to do. Substitute the line equation in the second degree curve. So I am replacing y by mx plus c, my dears. Now x square by a square plus y square means mx plus c whole square by b square, listen carefully, minus 1 is equal to 0. Now, is it quadratic equation in x or not? So, we have m square also, c square also there, even though it is quadratic equation in x, because m and c are constant values given by me. So, the line is y is equal to mx plus c. Therefore, in that line equation, m and c are fixed. So, m and c are fixed, m square and c square immediately the constants. The only variable is here x. So, if you form any quadratic or any equation, we have to observe that which one is varying, which one is constant. So, is it quadratic equation in R, a quadratic equation in x or m or whatever it may be, you have to understand. So, clearly in this session, we have it is quadratic equation in what? X. So, let us try to simplify this one. B square x square plus a square times of mx plus c whole square minus a square b square is equal to 0. Let us try to write in the standard form. That means ax square plus bx plus c, something like that. B square x square plus a square times of m square x square plus c square plus 2mcx minus a square b square is equals to 0. Now take the x square terms common. B square plus a square m square times of x square plus 2mc a square x plus a square c square minus a square b square is equals to 0. So clearly it is quadratic equation in x. It has 2 roots. Say x1 comma x2. These are the points of intersections, abscissa of the points of intersections. These are x1, x2 are the roots of this equation. These are the abscissa of these points of intersections of line and curve. Line is what? Y equal to mx plus c. Curve is what? X square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. If these 2 roots are real and distinct, we get the line intersects the ellipse at two real and distinct points. If these two routes are coincident, then what happened? Your line intersects, touches the circle at only one point. That means the 2 points of intersections are coincident with one point that touches the ellipse at only one point. If your roots, both the roots x1 and x2 are imaginary, then immediately your line completely outside to the ellipse. These are the three possible cases. So the possible cases are depend upon the discriminant of this quadratic equation. Am I correct or not? Roots are real or distinct, real and distinct, roots are real and coincident, roots are imaginary by depending upon its discriminant. So your discriminant is positive, your line intersects the ellipse at two real and distinct points. Is equal to 0, touches your ellipse. Less than 0, completely outside to your ellipse. What is that? Your line. Now find its discriminant, b square minus 4ac. If it is greater than or equal to less than 0, greater than 0, intersect, equal to 0, touches, less than 0, completely outside, my dears. So what is b square? 4 m square c square a power 4. This is b square minus 4ac minus 4 times of b square plus a square m square into c. You can take a square common. A square into c square minus b square. A square times cancel, which is greater than or equal to less than. A square never 0, you can cancel out because right side is 0. So 4a square m square c square minus 4 times of b square c square minus b power 4 plus a square m square c square minus a square b square m square greater than or equal to less than 0. 4a square m square c square, 4a square m square c square gets cancelled. Your 4 is always positive. You may remove that one also. Minus b square c square plus b power 4 plus minus into minus plus a square m square b square is greater than or equal to less than 0. So b power 4 plus a square m square b square greater than or equal to b square c square. B square gets cancelled. So a square m square plus b square is greater than or equal to less than c square. This is the condition, my dears. So by delta greater than or equal to less than 0, for greater than we have two real and distinct points. For equal to we have only one point of contact. For less than 0, no points of intersections and no points of contacts. That means a square m square plus b square greater than c square, your ellipse intersects the line at two real and distinct points. A square m square plus b square is equal to c square, then your line touches the ellipse at only one point. And for a square m square plus b square less than c square, then the line completely outside to your ellipse. These are the three conditions here. So what is the tangent condition, my dears? The line y equal to mx plus c is tangent to the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 is what? C square is equals to a square m square plus b square. C square is equals to a square m square plus b square. This is the condition. This is the condition for your line intersects the ellipse at two real and distinct points. This is for your line completely outside to your ellipse. So this is the story about the position of the line with respect to your ellipse. From that you can write the general equation of the ellipse and extend the concept. See here, the equation of tangent to the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 in the slope form is y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. Very, very important formula. In the same manner we discussed in the parabola. What is that? The equation of any tangent to the parabola y square equal to 4x in the slope form is what, my dears? Y is equal to mx plus a by m. C equal to a by m there. Here we have the another form in this ellipse. Y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. Whatever it may be, either a greater than b or a less than b. Don't bother about that. Y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square is any tangent to the ellipse. Just we derived that. What we derived? C square is equals to a square m square plus b square. C square is equal to a square m square plus b square is the condition that the line y equal to mx plus c is tangent to the ellipse or not. So this is the condition. From that, what is C? C is equal to plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. Substitute the value of C in y equal to mx plus c. We get y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. This is the equation of tangent in the slope form to the ellipse. What is that ellipse? X square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Plus or minus is there. So we have two tangents. We have two tangents to the ellipse having same slope. That means they are parallel tangents. Suppose your ellipse is in this manner. Since the curve is closed, you have two tangents having same slope. There exists one tangent, automatically another tangent will also exist. These are also tangents. This is one tangent, this is the another tangent. This is the tangent at vertex, this is the tangent at the another vertex. These two are parallel. So if you take any tangent, there exists another tangent parallel to that one also, because the curve is closed. So equation of any tangent to the ellipse having slope m is what, my dears? Y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. So don't forget this formula. This is very, very important for you. Okay. Next one. Number of tangents drawn from given point to the ellipse. Your next concept is number of tangents drawn from given point to the ellipse. Some point is in the plane of ellipse. How many tangents can we draw? This is also very easy for you. In the parabola session also we discussed the number of tangents drawn from given point to the parabola. Your point is outside, the number of tangents is 2. Your point is on the parabola, only one tangent can be drawn at that point. Your point is inside of the parabola, no tangents can be drawn through that point to the parabola. In the same manner, the number of tangents drawn from given point to the ellipse, let us see here. This is the ellipse. Suppose your point is outside to the ellipse, we can draw two tangents drawn from that one. This is point P, this is one of the tangent, this is the another tangent. These are the two tangents we can draw from the point P to the ellipse. So the number of tangents is how many? 2. This is diagrammatically. We will see theoretically also. Next one, this is the ellipse. Your point is on the ellipse. We can draw only one tangent at that point as shown in this figure. This is the tangent at point P. This point is called what? Point of contact. So instead of ellipse, instead of parabola, we have ellipse here. The same rule. N is equal to 1. Only the number of common tangents is 1. Suppose this is the ellipse. Your point is inside of the ellipse. No tangents can be drawn through that point to the ellipse. If you draw a line here, this is the line, intersects the ellipse at 2 points. So it is not tangent. Tangent means the line touches the curve at that point only. For second degree curves, that is one and only the point common to the both line and curve. In third degree or fourth degree equations, the tangent at some point intersect your curve also. But it is a second degree equation, the line must and should be touches at only one point like this. Then only that becomes tangent. So the number of tangents drawn through this point is 0 here. The number of tangents is 0. This is n equal 0. This is your point P, which is inside. Suppose center is also a point which is inside of the ellipse. There is no tangent drawn to that point. Similarly for focus also. Understand? These are three possibilities to number of tangents drawn from given point to the ellipse. Understand? Now, theoretically, how to obtain the number of tangents drawn from external point is to for point which is on the ellipse 1, if your point is inside of the ellipse, the number of tangents is 0. Let us see. Now, consider the ellipse equation x square by a square plus y square by b square is equals to 1. Ellipse equation is like this. The equation of any tangent to the ellipse is what? Y is equal to Lx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. This is the equation of any tangent to the ellipse. If this tangent passing through our point Px1 comma y1. Px1 comma y1 is point in the plane of our ellipse. Substitute the point here. Y1 is equal to mx1 plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. Am I correct? Now y1 minus mx1 whole square is equals to a square m square plus b square. This is nothing but y1 square plus m square x1 square minus 2x1 y1 m is equals to a square m square plus b square. Now my question is it quadratic equation in x1 y1 x1 or y1 or m or what? This is clearly quadratic equation in m. In earlier we have the quadratic equation in x. I am saying this is quadratic equation in m. Why? x1 y1 is my given point. So x1 is constant, y1 is also constant. So what is the variable here? M is my variable. M is one and only the variable. So we write the quadratic equation in terms of m. x1 square minus a square into m square minus 2x1 y1 m plus y1 square minus b square plus y1 square minus b square equal to 0. This is quadratic equation in m. It represents what? Quadratic equation in m has two roots, say m1 comma m2. These are slopes of tangents drawn from your given point Px1 comma y1 to the ellipse. So when it is quadratic equation in m, it has two roots. We mean at most two tangents can be drawn from given point to the ellipse. These two are real and distinct, are real and coincident, are imaginary according as its discriminant. If its discriminant is greater than 0, we obtain two real and distinct tangents, and if your discriminant is 0, both the roots are coincident. At that time we have to write only one tangent through that one, and if it is b square minus 4ac less than 0, its roots are imaginary. We mean both the slopes are imaginary. That means there is no tangent through that point to the ellipse. This is the way to conclude that one. So the entire story is depend upon what? B square minus 4ac. So if you calculate the value of b square minus 4ac, that becomes S11, my dears. So S11 is greater than 0. Your S11 greater than 0. The point is outside. That means two tangents can be drawn from your point to the ellipse. So two tangents can be drawn from point to the ellipse. It is happening only when your point is outside. You can find b square minus 4ac. That means 4 times of x1 square y1 square m square minus 4 times of x1 square minus a square into y1 square minus b square. On simplifying that one by taking a square b square something common, we get 4a square b square into S11 will be there. So the entire story depend upon what? S11. If your S11 is greater than 0, discriminant is positive, both the roots are real and distinct, we mean m1 and m2 are real and distinct. So both the roots are real and distinct, which means the slopes are real and distinct. Therefore, two tangents can be drawn. It is possible only when S11 greater than 0. When it is S11 greater than 0, your point is outside to the ellipse. At that time, we can draw two real and distinct tangents. Suppose your point on the ellipse, only one tangent can be drawn. At that time, d square minus 4ac is 0 here. So both the roots are coincident. That means both the slopes are coincident with one point, one value. So we can draw only one tangent at this point. This point is called point of contact of the tangent. Suppose the roots are imaginary. This is for S11 less than 0. This is for S11 is equals to 0. Your point is inside of the ellipse. At that time, both the roots are imaginary. There is no slope. There is no tangent through that point to the ellipse. This is the discussion about the number of tangents drawn from given point to the ellipse. So, we have the point which is outside to the ellipse. We can draw two tangents in this manner. Number of common tangents is 2. Suppose your point is on the ellipse. We can draw only one tangent through this point. The number of tangents is 1 and your point is inside of the ellipse. There is no tangent through that point to the ellipse. So, L is equals to 0. So, this is the entire discussion about the number of tangents drawn from given point to the ellipse. S11 positive, point outside, 2 tangents. S11 0, point on the ellipse, only one tangent through that point. That is tangent at that point. If S11 less than 0, point inside, the number of tangents is 0. That means there is no tangent passing through that point to the ellipse. Understand? Now, let us derive this one. What is this? The locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 is x square plus y square is equal to a square plus b square. This equation represents a circle. That circle is called director circle. What is the name? Director circle. What is the definition of the director circle from the question itself? The locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the ellipse, that is x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1, that is x square plus y square equal to a square plus b square. In parabola, what is the locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents, my dears? That is directrix, x plus a equal to 0. Here, instead of directrix, we have director circle, that is x square plus y square equal to a square plus b square. It is very simple for you. So, this is the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Draw two tangents whose angle between them is 90 degrees. We have to find out the locus of that point. Let P x1 comma y1 be the point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square is equals to 1. What is x1 y1? Point on the locus. That means it is a point of intersection of pair of tangents whose angle between them is 90 degrees. We know that equation of any tangent to the ellipse is what? Y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. This is the equation of any tangent to the ellipse. If it is my tangent, then immediately that is satisfies the point p x1 comma y1. Substitute the point p x1 comma y1. What we obtain? y1 is equal to mx1 plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. To get our conditions, if it is our suitable tangent, or that is if it is our favorable tangent to that one, we substitute the point p x1 comma y1. If it is our tangent, that machine should be satisfies your point x1 comma y1. And by taking mx1 to the left side and squaring, we have y1 minus mx1 whole square is equals to a square m square plus b square. We discussed everything here. So we get the quadratic equation in what? M. y1 square plus m square x1 square minus 2x1 y1 m is equal to a square m square plus b square. Implies x1 square minus a square into m square minus 2x1 y1 m plus y1 square minus b square is equal to 0. It is quadratic equation in M. It has two roots. Say m1 comma m2. Now the slopes are m1 m2. Their product is equal to minus 1 because the angle between tangents is 90 degrees. Therefore product of slopes is equal to minus 1. Here m1 m2 is equals to minus 1. Now product of slopes is what? C by A. y1 square minus b square. y1 square minus b square by x1 square minus a square, that is minus 1. On cross multiplying we get y1 square minus b square is equal to minus x1 square plus a square, or we have x1 square plus y1 square is equal to what? A square plus b square. Therefore, what is the locus of x1 y1? X square plus y square is equals to a square plus b square. This is your required locus. So locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the ellipse is what, my dears? X square plus y square equal to a square plus b square. That is called director circle. What is the proof? You have to take any general tangent to the ellipse. Let P x1 comma y1 be the point of intersection of perpendicular tangents. If it is our one of the tangent, then that tangent must and should satisfy your point x1 y1. Immediately we have quadratic equation in M. It has two roots m1 m2. These are the slopes of tangents through this point P x1 comma y1. x1 y1 is variable point. At this particular stage, this is constant. x1 comma y1. This is one of the fixed point. Am I correct? So the variable is only m. We have to write the product of the roots here. m1 m2 is equals to minus 1. Product of slopes is C by A by the quadratic equations itself. y1 square minus b square by x1 square minus a square equal to minus 1. On cross multiplying we get this condition. This is for all x1 comma y1. So generalize that one. We get the locus as x square plus y square is equals to a square plus b square. So is it a circle or not? It represents a circle with center at 0, 0. This is coincides with the center of the ellipse. So this is the concentric circle like that. This is the director circle. What is meant by auxiliary circle? The circle described on major axis as diameter called auxiliary circle. This is auxiliary circle. This is the director circle. The radius of the director circle is more than the auxiliary circle. What is the radius of director circle? Root of a square plus b square. A square plus b square. If you take any point on the circumference of the circle, you may draw two tangents through the two tangents to the ellipse. Angle between them is 90 degrees. So this is the collection of all point of intersections of tangents. Angle between them is what? 90 degrees. So this is the result. X square plus y square is equal to a square plus b square. It is a director circle having center at origin. This is concentric to the center of the ellipse having radius what? Root of a square plus b square. Understand? Next one. The locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to any tangent of ellipse is its auxiliary circle. This is the next derivation to you. What is that? The locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from where to where? Focus to any tangent. How many tangents can you draw to the ellipse on the circumference on the ellipse? For different points you can draw different tangents. If you take any point on the ellipse you can draw the tangent. If you take second point on the circumference of ellipse, at that point you can draw another tangent. So you are going to draw the foot of perpendiculars drawn from focus to all these tangents. We get some feet. We collect all these feet, we get some locus. That locus is you are going to show that it is auxiliary circle. Locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to tangent of ellipse is its auxiliary circle. Let us try to draw the rough diagram, ideas. This is ellipse. This is the axis of ellipse. It is any tangent of the ellipse. This is my focus. Yes, we have to find out the locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from where to where? Focus to tangent. This is the point on the locus. Understand? If you draw another tangent here, draw the foot of perpendicular drawn from that focus to the tangent. You may take that point also, another focus also. You collect all such type of foot, we get some locus. That is what you have to show, auxiliary circle. That is auxiliary circle. Auxiliary circle will mean the circle described on major axis as diameter called auxiliary circle. You take one more tangent, you draw the foot of perpendicular, that also lies on the circle. This is the locus. Locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to any tangent of the ellipse is auxiliary circle. How to do this one? Equation of any tangent of the ellipse is what? Y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. All of you know that this is any tangent of the ellipse. This is equation number 1. We know that. Or star set. Now, let Px1 comma y1 be the foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to this tangent. This is the tangent. Px1 comma y1 is what, my dears? Foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to the tangent. What are the coordinates of this focus? A, comma 0. When P is foot of perpendicular, my foot lies on the tangent or not? My foot lies on your tangent. Clearly, x1, y1 lies on star. So, y1 minus mx1 whole square is equal to a square m square plus b square. This is equation number 1. Foot lies on the line. That is your first condition. Next what? Slope of tangent into slope of PS equal to minus 1. That is the second condition. Am I correct or not? SP is perpendicular to tangent to this. This is your point of contact of tangent. SP is perpendicular to tangent. SP is perpendicular to tangent. That means product of slopes is equal to minus 1. Product of your slopes is minus 1. What is the slope of SP? Slope of SP is equals to y1 minus 0 by x1 minus AE into slope of tangent is what? M. That is equals to minus 1. This is the another condition. My1 is equal to minus x1 plus AE, or implies x1 plus my1 whole square is equal to a square e square. This is condition number 2. From these two conditions, once if you have eliminate m, we get the required locus. How to obtain the required locus? Just by adding 1 and 2, we eliminate m and then we get the auxiliary circle, that is x square plus y square is equals to a square, my dears. So, by adding these two, what we obtain? y1 minus mx1 whole square plus x1 plus my1 whole square is equal to a square m square plus b square plus a square e square. Now, 2x1 y1m plus 2x1 y1m gets cancelled here. The remaining thing is y1 square plus m square x1 square plus x1 square plus m square y1 square is there. That is equals to a square m square. B square means what? A square minus a square e square. B square is nothing but a square minus a square e square plus a square e square is also there. A square e square gets cancelled. Now x1 square into 1 plus m square. x1 square into 1 plus m square plus y1 square into 1 plus m square is equal to a square into 1 plus m square. A square into 1 plus m square is there. So can you cancel out 1 plus m square on both sides or not? You can cancel out 1 plus m square on both sides. We have x1 square plus y1 square is equals to a square. Therefore, locus of x1 y1 is what? X square plus y square is equal to a square. This is the auxiliary circle. What is that? X1 square plus Y1 square equal to A square. This is the condition for all X1 comma Y1. The locus of X1 Y1 is what? X square plus Y square is equals to A square. So the locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to any tangent of ellipse is a circle, that is auxiliary circle, that is X square plus Y square equal to A square. One and only thing is you have to write the general tangent, substitute the foot, and product of slopes is equals to -1. From those two conditions you have to eliminate the unknown value m, then we obtain the locus, that is X square plus Y square equal to A square. So what is auxiliary circle? X square plus Y square equal to A square. What is the director circle here? X square plus Y square is equals to A square plus B square we have. So director circle means locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents. Locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to tangent is auxiliary circle. What is the locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to any tangent of the parabola? That is tangent at vertex. There the locus is tangent at vertex. Here auxiliary circle. So instead of directrix we have director circle here. Instead of tangent at vertex, here we have auxiliary circle. So you can compare each and every one. Next one. The equation of tangent at P x1 comma y1 to the ellipse x square by A square plus Y square by B square equal to 1 is as 1 is equals to 0. We can do this one in two or three methods. You know that the equation of chord joining of the 2 points x1 y1 and x2 y2 is what? S1 plus S2 is equals to S12. This is the equation of chord joining of the 2 points on the ellipse. As limit x2 comma y2 tends to x1 y1, we obtain the chord becomes tangent to the ellipse. That means S1 is here, S2 becomes S1 and this becomes S11. Your point on the ellipse S11 becomes 0, 2S1 equal to 0, S1 equal to 0. Same in the parabola we have done. S1 is equals to 0 is the equation of tangent at Px1 comma y1 to your ellipse. So tangent at x1 comma y1 to the ellipse is what? S1 is equals to 0. So we can do this one in the calculus method also by taking differentiation with respect to x on both sides, find the dy by dx and substitute at x1 y1, we get the slope of tangent at that point and write the equation y minus y1 is equals to m into x minus x1 and simplify that one, we get S1 is equals to 0. So by differentiating with respect to x on both sides, what we get? 2x by a square plus 2y by b square into y dash is equals to 0. So what is y dash? Minus 2x by a square by 2y by b square. So 2 gets cancelled, that is minus b square x by a square y. So y dash at P is equal to minus b square x1 by a square y1. So we have the slope of the tangent at point P. Once if you know the point and slope, you can write the equation of tangent by y minus y1 is equal to minus b square x1 by a square y1 into x minus x1. This is the equation of tangent. On simplifying, we get S1 is equals to 0. So a square y by 1, a square y by 1 minus a square y1 square is equals to minus b square xx1 plus b square x1 square. So take this term into the left side and take this one into the right side. What we get? B square xx1, b square xx1 plus a square y by 1 is equals to b square x1 square plus a square y1 square. b square x1 square plus a square y1 square. Dividing on both sides by a square b square, we get xx1 by a square. We are dividing on both sides by what, my dears? X1, a square b square plus yy1 by b square is equals to x1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square. Now, subtract 1 on both sides, we get xx1 by a square plus yy1 by b square minus 1 is equal to x1 square by a square plus y1 square by b square minus 1. What is this? S1. What is this? S11. We have S1 is equal to S11. But x1, y1 lies on ellipse. But x1 comma y1 lies on ellipse implies S11 is equals to 0. Therefore, we have S1 equal to 0. This is called particular tangent at Px1 comma y1 to the ellipse. So, you take any point on the circumference of ellipse. This is my point P. This is the tangent at P. What is its equation? Its equation is always S1 is equals to 0. But what about y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square? That is general tangent in the slope form m. But it is particular tangent. So, if you have x1, y1 is outside point to the ellipse, we can't write S1 equal to 0. S1 equal to 0 is the equation of tangent to the ellipse at that point which is on the ellipse. Your point is outside, we can't apply S1 is equals to 0. So, suppose some point is given to you that is on the ellipse. Write the equation of tangent at that point. What you have to do? S1 equal to 0 is enough. Suppose your point is outside to the ellipse. Write the equation of tangents through the point to the ellipse. What you have to do? You can't apply S1 equal to 0. You don't try. Because we are doing the story about the point which is on the ellipse. Suppose your point is outside to the ellipse. If you want to find the equation of tangents through that point, what you have to do? Consider the general tangent at that time. Y is equals to mx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square is any general tangent to this ellipse. Now, if it is my one of the tangents, substitute the point here itself. We get the quadratic equation in m. Solve for m. We get the values of m. We have the slope and point. You can write y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. It is the procedure to write the equation of tangents through the point to the ellipse. So, don't apply S1 is equal to 0. You have to write S1 equal to 0 only when you have to write the equation of tangent at the particular point which is on your ellipse. Understand? Look, my dears, after getting the values of m1, m2, don't substitute here itself. Once if you have substitute the values of m1, m2 here, we have 4 tangents. For plus or minus is also there. 2 of them are success, 2 of them are fail. So, to avoid this situation, after getting the slopes m1 comma m2, don't substitute the values there. You write the equation of tangents by using the point and slopes itself. That is the technique. By substitute the values of m1, m2 here itself, we get 4 equations. Out of 4, 2 are fail, 2 are success. Because maximum number of tangents through the point is how many? Only 2. So, out of 4, 2 are success, 2 are fail. So, to avoid that situation easily, write the equations separately by using the point and slope itself. So, I explain once again to you how to write the equation of tangents through the given point which is outside. Through. So, consider any tangent. Y is equals to mx plus or minus root of a square m square plus b square. This is general tangent to the ellipse. If it is my required tangent, then that is passing through our point x1 comma y1, given point. Substitute the given point in this general equation. We have a square and b square also. Now clearly by squaring itself, we get quadratic equation in m. It has 2 roots. These are real and distinct because your point is outside. Find the roots. These are what? Slopes of tangents through the point. Now we have the slopes and point. With the help of the slope and point, we can write the equation by y minus y1 is equals to m into x minus x1. Understand? Next one. The equation of tangent at P of theta to the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 is x by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta is equals to 1. What is that? X by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta is equals to 1. All of you know that the equation of tangent at P x1 comma y1 to the ellipse s equal to 0 is what? S1 is equals to 0. So what is S1? Xx1 by a square plus y1 by b square minus 1 equal to 0. From the notations itself, this is S1. But what is your point P x1 y1 here? This is in the parametric form a cos theta comma b sin theta. So replace x1 by a cos theta and y1 by b sin theta. We obtain the equation of tangent at P x1 comma y1 to your ellipse. That is x into x1 is what, my dears? A cos theta by a square plus y y1 y into b sin theta by b square minus 1 is equals to 0. So AA gets cancelled and BB gets cancelled. Therefore, the required equation is x by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta is equal to 1. This is also very, very important for you. Equation of tangent at P of theta to the ellipse is what? P of theta is x by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta is equals to 1. We can derive this one with the help of the chord joining of 2 points on the ellipse also. Let us see that method also. What is the equation of chord joining of 2 points theta 1 comma theta 2 on the ellipse? X by a cos theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 plus y by b sin theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 is equals to cos of theta 1 minus theta 2 by 2. Already we derived this one. So, to get the equation of tangent at theta 1, theta 2 becomes theta 1. So, replace theta 2 by theta 1, we get x by a cos 2 theta 1 by 2, that is theta 1, plus y by b sin theta 1 is equals to cos 0, 1. Instead of theta 1, you may write theta, that is x by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta is equals to 1. This is the simple way to write the equation of tangent at P of theta to the ellipse. P of theta will mean P a cos theta comma b sin theta. This is also particular tangent. What is the equation of tangent, my dears? X by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta is equals to 1. This is the tangent at P of theta to the ellipse. So at x1 y1 is what? S1 is equals to 0. At P of theta is what? X by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta is equals to 1. Next one. The condition that the line Lx plus my plus n equal to 0 is tangent to the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 is n square is equal to a square l square plus b square m square. This is the condition. N square equal to a square l square plus b square m square, and the point of contact is what? Minus a square l by n comma minus b square m by n. So this is my ellipse. This is the given line Lx plus my plus n equal to 0. The condition that the line is tangent to that one is that one. There are so many methods. Convert that line into the form of y is equal to mx plus c and apply c square equal to a square m square plus b square. We obtain the condition. That is one thing. But we are using, suppose this is tangent at P of theta. To get the point of contact also, this is the best method to you. So, suppose the given line Lx plus my plus n equal to 0. Suppose the line Lx plus my plus n equal to 0, say equation number 1, is tangent to ellipse at P of theta. But equation of tangent at P of theta is what? But the equation of tangent at P of theta is, just wait it out, x by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta is equals to 1. This is equation number 2. This is the given tangent, this is obtained tangent. Now both represent same. Comparing like coefficients, we get cos theta by a by L is equals to sin theta by b by m is equals to 1 by minus n. Am I correct or not? So cos theta by AL is equal to sin theta by BM is equal to minus 1 by n. From that, what is cos theta? Cos theta is equals to minus AL by n. Sin theta equal to minus BM by n. We have cos theta and sin theta. By squaring and adding, we eliminate theta. That gives condition. We have cos square theta plus sin square theta is equals to 1 implies a square L square by n square plus b square m square by n square is equals to 1, or a square L square plus b square m square is equal to n square. So this is the condition that the line Lx plus My plus n equal to 0 is tangent to the ellipse. What is that? N square equal to a square L square plus b square m square. And moreover, you have to find out the point of contact. This is the point of contact as minus a square L by n comma minus b square m by n. So what is point? A cos theta comma b sin theta. Already have cos theta. What is a cos theta? A cos theta equal to minus a square L by n. Minus a square L by n. What is b sin theta? Minus b square m by n. So b sin theta is equal to minus b square m by n. So the point of contact is what? Is minus a square L by n comma minus a square L by n comma minus b square n by n. This is my point of contact. It is very simple derivation to you. So you can write the condition and hence find the point of contact by using the parametric form. Or otherwise we can write the line Lx plus My plus n equal to 0 in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. We can crack this one also. But when you are finding the point of contact, you may face a little bit of difficulty in that method. By taking the parametric method itself, we can easily crack the condition as well as the point of contact. So you just choose your line is tangent at P of theta. But the equation of tangent at P of theta is what? X by a cos theta plus y by b sin theta equal to 1. Both represent same line, comparing, and we obtain the condition. And also we obtain the point of contact, that is a cos theta comma b sin theta, obtained by these two equations itself. Okay, it is very easy for you. Thank you, my dears.